my channel. Today I'm going to be filming how to achieve a flawless matte base. This is something that I have taken a while to learn. It's taken me a while to get to know the products that work for me best, but because I am very oily, it has been a rocky road to say the least. But I think that I am finally happy with my routine. I basically do this every single day. So when I'm doing my makeup, the first thing that I will do is get that matte flawless base to then put bronzer, highlighter on top of, blusher. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Let's just get into it. I'm going to start with the primer, and I'm going to mix my Nivea Men Originals Replenishing Post Shave Balm primer, which isn't officially a primer but I use it as a primer, with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. If you're interested on why I'm using the Nivea Men as a primer, I'll leave my video to that down below, so go and check that out. I don't always use a primer because I am a little bit lazy, but I love these two mixed together. It makes the Smashbox go further because it is more on the pricey side, and the Nivea works as a primer, but it is basic. The Smashbox definitely feels more luxurious and has a silky finish to it. Moving on to foundation, I'm using my usual Clinique Stay Matte Oil Free Makeup in the shade 01 Linen. A good high street alternative could be the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. If you want a very matte full coverage face, then you could use the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I tried this, but it was way too heavy on my skin and I like to let it breathe. The formula in the Clinique is amazing for us oily people because it absorbs shine, controls oil and resists sweat. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is it can tend to cake up after a few hours. If you're combination to dry skin, then I would not recommend using this because it will just settle into any dry patches that you may have. It is made for very oily people. This foundation is a light to medium coverage, which I don't love, but it is buildable, so I usually apply extras on the area I feel need it, such as the T-zone, any redness or blemishes I may have. I'm applying this with my Morphe M439 Deluxe Buffer Brush. Personally, I don't like to use my fingers to apply my foundation because it gets messy and I don't achieve the full coverage that I always want. I think it's important to have full coverage when achieving a flawless matte base because I don't want any redness to show through, and being very pale, this is one of my biggest concerns with my skin. I love this brush so much. It's big enough to get the job done quickly because it's synthetic and not natural hair. It spreads the foundation very generously over the face and doesn't grab onto any of the product. It's so beautifully soft and super affordable. I would compare this brush to basically an improved version of the Sigma F80 Kabuki, which you know that I used to love. Okay, now moving on to concealer, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW15. I choose to use this in a lighter shade than my actual skin tone because it's an amazing highlighter as well. I've tried high street alternatives such as the Rimmel Wake Me Up and the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, but they just don't have the same coverage like this one does. I'm applying this under my eyes in a triangle shape, taking it down the side of the nose and up towards the hairline. I also applied this on my eyelids before doing my eyeshadow because this product doubles up as an eye primer. The technology in it prevents it from creasing or falling into any tiny fine lines we all have around our eyes. I like to let this product sit under my eyes for about 30 seconds to let it go slightly tacky. I find that this makes it an even fuller coverage than if I don't do this step. I blend it out with my Real Technique setting brush. I tend to dab before swiping because again this helps keep it full coverage. I get as close to my lower lash line as possible. Then I am taking the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in Light Boost and I'm applying this onto the areas of the face where I want to highlight. You could use Avon's MagiX Multi-Benefit Illuminator as a cheaper alternative, but I'm applying this on the centre of my forehead, down the nose, on the cupid's bow, the chin and jawline. The MAC Pro Longwear is too light to do this job and the Prep and Prime is a yellow base shade, so it's perfect. Using yellow around the eyes can cause you to look more tired and ill. I'm using the same Real Technique setting brush to blend this out again, tapping and then rubbing. Okay, and now moving on to powder, the most essential part for me. I'm taking my favourite powder of life, the Smashbox Photo Set Finishing Powder. This is a loose translucent powder, so any skin tone can wear this. It's a bit pricey, but it's become an everyday essential of mine, so I cannot live without it. The high street are well and truly aware of this method, so they have started selling loose powders such as the L'Oreal Paris True Match Minerals Foundation. I'm applying this in the typically oily areas of the face, and I always like to set my under eye concealer with this as well. I'm using the Sigma F10 powder blush brush to pat the product into the skin, starting under the eyes and then going in with more powder and taking it around the T-zone of the face. I then use any that's left over on the brush to go around the other areas. The powder holds my makeup like glue. It's heat resistant, sweat resistant, and it really mattifies the face. When I wear this, I never need to top it up. My makeup will not slip and slide around, and it will last all day and all night. Okay, now I'm just going to nip it off camera and do the rest of my face. Okay, I am back. I just put a bit of MAC bronzer on. This is in the shade Refined Golden. Absolutely love it. Followed by some Becca highlighter in Moonstone and a brand new MAC lipstick of mine in Pink Naru, and it is quite pink, but I like it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was beneficial for you in some way. I forgot to say, usually after I've done my full face of makeup, I will go in with my Avon makeup setting spray. I love this makeup setting spray. It prevents my makeup from slipping and sliding around my face even more. This stuff is a miracle worker. It's the best makeup setting spray I've ever used. So I'm just going to spray this directly onto the face as I normally would every time I finish my makeup and want it to last. If you have any questions, please just leave them down below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Bye! Hey, welcome back to my channel.